Hi, this is Ushio, and welcome back to Aviary Attorney. We have done most of the game now. Case 1, 2, 3, case 4A, 4B, and now 4C. Let's get into it. February the 9th, Falcon and Sparrowson are escorted to the Canard Joyeux. You can come out now, brother. How did it go? Better than we ever hoped for. The rooster is dead, and the madame has tasted her first blood. Amazing. Completely worth getting shot for. A meddlesome falcon tried to disrupt the execution. Falcon, really? That tenuous wretch. Don't worry, he floundered and bumbled around hopelessly. The madame thinks that he's of some use, but really, he's as good as dead. Marvellous. Every piece is falling into place. Our dream will be a reality in no time at all. So in this ending, we couldn't rescue Kokoriko, and we didn't get the worst ending, so we offered our services. So we got out of it in one piece. I don't know. To reason, brother. To reason. Act 4C, Fraternité. Okay. So, yeah, we're working with the bad guys now. It's a bit awkward. I hope you don't harbour too much hate for the madame. I know that the rooster was your friend, but the madame does what she does for the good of France. You killed Kokoriko. Boy oh boy, this is awkward. It is a bit. Perhaps a round of drinks are in order. After all, this is the tavern. What do you say? Not thirsty. I mean no disrespect, Fontaine, but I'm not thirsty. Me neither. I get it. You're both a little bit shaken by what you saw. We can at least get you some wine, just a small glass to calm the nerves. Fine, whatever. Very good. Piero, fetch our guest some drinks. It's your round. My round? No way, your turn. Turns don't matter. You still owe me for that omelette I generously paid for last Friday. Yeah, well, you owe me for that coffee on Tuesday. Okay, so that's 30 cents off coffee deducted from a 60-cent omelette, plus 25-cent peanuts you swiped from my pantry. Hold up, I ain't so good at mental arithmetic. Listen, Sparrowson, you gotta go. Go? Yep. I'll create a distraction. You head for the back door. Okay, is that a good idea? If we both stick around, we could both end up dead as soon as we rub that lioness the wrong way. If we both run, these two will probably shoot us in the back. So the way I see it, one of us running is the most viable option. Falcon. Don't argue. Once you're out, find Valerti and tell him what you've seen. Yeah, no one knows about this. No one knows about the trial. We're on our own. We gotta fight for our survival. It's agreed. You get this round, and I'll owe you 2 cents. Yep, and I'll hold you to them 2 cents. Be right back. Don't you two move on nothing. Okay, he'll hold me to 2 cents. That Piero's such a miser. Anyway, I don't feel like sitting in silence. Let's talk to pass the time. Hey, look over there. Well, I have a gun question. This guy is into his guns. A gun question? Do go on. Flintlock or percussion caps, iron or lead bullets, muskets or pistols? Okay, flintlock or percussion caps, tell me. What's better, flintlock or percussion cap ignition systems? What a delightful technical question, but I'm afraid there's no dispute here. Percussion caps are the future, hands down. You see, flintlocks are unreliable. A little light drizzle and the ignition system no longer functions, the gun becomes worthless. That's it. Sparrowson's ghosted, but percussion cap will always work, as long as it's built correctly, as long as the gun has enough gunpowder. I suppose there is the matter of material cost. How much does a brass cap cost compared to flint and steel? It's a little pricier, I think. Okay, I brought the drinks. One for me, one for you, and one for... Wait, where's the little one gone? The little one? He's right... What? Oh, shit. Lost him. You lost him? How did you lose him? I was gone for 2 minutes. I think I dropped the ball on this one. I'll say, the madame's gonna string us up for sure. Actually, we should make up a cover story. We can't let her find out about this. That works for me. Oh fuck. You can't let me find out about what? They let Sparrowson escape. Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here weren't paying attention and let Sparrowson walk casually away. Just grass them up. We can explain. I swear, I'll give you two bozos one damn job. Oh my god. It doesn't matter. That little bird is dispensable for our plans, but Falcon isn't. What's important is that he's still here. Madame, if Sparrowson runs to the police, then both this location and the sleeping city are compromised. We should keep the meeting brief. Agreed. Falcon, let me quickly fill you in. As you probably know, we're planning to form a protest, an enormous protest on the 14th of this month. We intend to draw a massive crowd at the Place de la Concorde, and then we shall march toward Tuileries Gardens. A march across, is it Tuileries? How do you pronounce that? Tuileries, there we go, Tuileries. You intend to storm the Louvre? No, the Palais Royal. That's where the King and Prime Minister will be residing. I would like it to go peacefully, but peaceful uprisings have a habit of turning violent, don't they? Exactly. We can't let the leaders of this country escape amidst the chaos. They must be tried for the crimes against the French people. On that note, I want you to lead the prosecution. Okay, you want me to prosecute the King of France? Yeah, the King and the Prime Minister. They are both responsible for the rampant inequality that plagues the country. On the day of the revolution, we will drag both of those overpaid bourgeois onto the street, and you shall prosecute them then and there. Okay, I gotcha. Prosecuting the pair for crimes against humanity. I suppose it certainly could be done. If I were to interview a lot of citizens, gather a lot of evidence, file some paperwork, I could probably prepare a case in around 2 months. We haven't got the luxury of time. Use your ingenuity on the day, just like you did in the catacombs. You can't be serious. There is no alternative. The wheels of the revolution are already turning, and the revolution will ignite in under a week. The question on my mind is, what do we do with you until then? You can't leave with us, ma'am. We'll keep a good eye on him. Okay, after seeing the atrocious job you did to guarding the little bird, I think not. I'll just have to guard you myself, Falcon. You should spend the week at my side while I complete our preparations. At your side, all day and night? Absolutely. I'm not going to let you out of my sight for 1 minute. That seems excessive. You can trust me, madame. No, I can't. You've promised to help me, but I know that you don't actually believe in the cause of the Second Republic. If I give you 1 grain of freedom, you will undoubtedly flee. Well, this meeting is over. Come along. Alright. It's Thursday, February 10th. Oh, exclamation mark. Let's check out that one. The one new, whatever that is. Here we go. And then we were sitting in the tavern. Falcon gave you the opportunity to escape. He created a distraction and I sneaked away and went straight to the police. Then you called a meeting and well, here I am. So, yeah, that's the whole story. I see, so Severin Cocorico died at the hands of the rebels. That's right. And Falcon revealed his true colours as a traitor. What? Were you not paying attention? That's not right. Falcon's not a rebel. He's playing along so he can save his own life. Don't be so naive, Sparrowson. Put the puzzle pieces together. Falcon willingly leapt into the lion's den for the specific purpose of siding with the rebels. He let you escape because he could see that you weren't truly sympathetic to the rebel cause. Okay, that doesn't make no sense. Falcon's never shown a rebellious streak. Tell me, Sparrowson, what do you know about Falcon's past? Not a lot. He's a private person. Has he ever told you what he did during the July Revolution, before he changed his name? No, he hasn't told me anything, really. Sparrowson, let me tell you about the man they call the Viridian Killer. So yeah, in the bad ending, I think Falcon was the killer, but he wasn't in the good ending? So this looks like it's somewhere in between. This could be interesting. Let's go to the Palais Royal. Let's have a look. The Palais Royal, just look at that disgusting den of fat cat bourgeois and hypocritical politicians. The king is probably in there as we speak. Probably sitting in his high chair, stuffing his bloated face with cake and wine, while he boasts about being the perfect citizen king. Did you come here just to moan about the king? No, I've come here to assess the potential battleground. On the day of the rebellion, I might order Piero to set up a barricade over there. What do you think? There? Right outside the palace? No, of course, it's the perfect place for a defensive garrison. We can gather furniture from nearby buildings, build a wall, and position rifles to fend off the police. When the time is right, it will serve as the ideal location to launch our assault on the palace. So you weren't just throwing empty words in the tavern, you actually do intend on dragging the king out of the palace through violence. Of course, he will never abdicate of his own volition. It's not as if I want to see bloodshed, but it's necessary, it's inevitable. I mean, we have to be realistic. There's no way to bring change to a country without using violence, is there? Okay, I think there are ways. People look back on the violent moments of history, the executions, the wars, the bloody revolutions. But who's to say that a country could not be overturned just through the chance of the people? A pacifist revolution, interesting. I would love for such a thing to be possible. At least she's receptive to it, there is that. Maybe. It would be better to avoid building the barricades. At least until it's clear that violence is inevitable. Good. That's a good compromise, madame. Nice. Next day. Where are we off to? The shops? Let's see who's here. The halls, yeah? Let me guess. Do you have a weapons supplier somewhere around here? Or maybe this is where you plan on meeting an informant, a government defector? It is as good a meeting spot as any. Actually, I'm here for groceries. Huh? There's no need for that look. You think just because I'm a gun-toting rebel, I don't need to buy food? Oh, there she is. There's Beaumont and Gumbade. Man, Beaumont. Oh, they know her. Well. If it isn't Sultan and little Gambade, you're growing bigger every time I see you. Ma'am, you gotta hear this. Something big went down here yesterday. Policeman. A nasty, ugly policeman. Let me guess. He was bullying people into revealing secrets of the whereabouts of the revolutionaries. Well, that's how it started. Same old bullying tactics. He was pushing around this old beggar rat who hangs around the market sometimes. But when the rat wasn't speaking up, the policeman drew his gun and shot him. The policeman shot the beggar just like that? Yeah, but the coward cop went and ran before we could turn on him. I find this difficult to believe. A policeman wouldn't openly shoot a beggar without just cause. Open your eyes, Falcon. This is the regime the Parisians live under. We're ignored by the government, oppressed by the police, and hanged by the courts. Why do you think I'm fighting so hard to make a change? We can't put up with this sort of bullying. No, this can't be right. Something has to be missing from Sultan's story. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions about it? Sure, ask away. Make it quick. Okay. What did the policeman look like? Tell me about this guy. Well, I didn't get a good look, but he was tall and ugly and mean looking, and he had one eye. One eye? What, like Valerti? Yeah, he had one of them pirate patches. No way. Ring any bells? I know a man who fits the description, but it simply couldn't be him. He's a bitter individual, but he's morally righteous. I can't imagine him shooting an innocent person so recklessly. Don't let your bias toward the justice system affect your judgment, Falcon. But if you think you know who did this, then please name and shame. I'm going to bite my tongue until I'm a little bit more certain. Do you want to know anything else, monsieur? Who was the rat? Who did he shoot? I didn't really know him that well, monsieur. None of us did. He was kind of a loner who hanged around, asking for scraps of food and cents. I didn't even know his name. Sad. Did he have no family or means of support? Falcon, do you have any idea how many beggars there are on the streets of Paris? How many people go hungry? How many people are forced to turn to crime? I'm well aware of that, madame. I'm asking these questions to see if there was a reason why the particular rat was killed. But no, it appears that this was just the loss of one unnamed beggar rat among many. It's tragic. That it is, monsieur. Any other way I can help? Who investigated? If a policeman did shoot an innocent person, then there would surely be an investigation. Your naivety knows no bounds, Falcon. You think the police care if one of their own is out of control? Actually, there was one bloke asking round, but I don't think he was a policeman. Okay, who was that? Well, he was this charming fox. We know who that is. Renard. A friend of yours? Something like that. We should probably pay him a visit to see what he's up to. Pay him a visit? I suppose we can set aside a little time. Do you want anything else? No, we're good. Thanks for all your help. No problemo. Anything to help Madame Beaumont. We'll get to the bottom of this, Sultan. Just make sure to stay safe when the revolution starts. Stay inside. Keep Gambade safe. Of course, ma'am. You stay safe yourself, you hear? Okay. Saturday. We got the gardens. And yeah, let's visit Renard, see how he's getting on. Visitors, Monsieur Volpez, visitors. Really, Falcon? What do you hope to accomplish in this sleazy back alley establishment? Sleazy. Madame, my back alley office is perhaps a little cluttered and eclectic, but I resent the accusation of sleaze. Maybe I should do the introductions. Monsieur Volpez, this is Madame Beaumont, she's a friend of mine. Madame, this is Renard Volpez, private investigator at your service. It's a pleasure to meet you, Madame. How stoic. I'm sure you have some pressing question to ask, Falcon, but before we get started, there's something I must tell you. Monsieur Sparrowson dropped by earlier. He informed me of your situation. Sparrowson, how is he? Oh yeah, he's now working with Inspector Valerti, attempting to unravel the rebel plot. Just as I thought, it appears that your lackey has solidified his position as a traitor to the Second Republic, Falcon. Perhaps, perhaps not. Sparrowson doesn't strike me as a person who sides with any ideology. But you know, he asked me the most peculiar question. Would you like to know what it is? Of course. Such information is quite valuable. It would cost, say, 30 francs. I'll pay you. Yeah, I know how it works. Here's your money. Very good. So, on to the question. Sparrowson asked if you were the Viridian killer. The one responsible for the random bombings during the July Revolution 18 years ago. Okay, why on earth would he ask me that? Perhaps the inspector has been telling him stories. So what did you tell him? The truth, of course. That is, I have no idea who the Viridian killer is, and that I knew that it couldn't possibly be you. Okay, how do you know that I'm not him then? Falcon, please. You're a semi-drunk, bumbling oaf, not a ruthless killer. Anyway, I've started my own investigation into the Viridian killer. It's fascinating stuff. Apparently, he was seen in multiple places at once, which leads some to believe that he was actually more than one person. And do you know why they call him, or should I say them, the Viridian killer? Viridian is a greenish colour, isn't it? No, I ain't got no clue. Crimson Killer would be a much cooler name. It appears that no one knows the origins of the name, which leads me to suspect that he, or indeed they, chose their own name. This is all fascinating, truly fascinating, but perhaps we can return to the conversation as to why we're here. Of course, Monsieur Valpes, we heard that you were investigating the murder at the Hulls. I was. That victim was a friend of Mouse's. More of an acquaintance, really. Well, we want to know if you managed to uncover anything. Did you find any leads or any juicy clues? Not as such. It's quite a peculiar case, though. Did you hear that the murderer wore an eye patch? Yeah, I did. You know what that implies, don't you, Falcon? You only know of one police officer, or indeed one person, who wears an eye patch. Yeah. Inspector Valerti. The inspector? That can't be right. You wouldn't describe him as a murderous man, would you? Murderous? I don't know. He's certainly passionate about fighting the Viridian killer. Who's to say that he wouldn't kill in the pursuit of his arch enemy? Falcon, I want to solve this mystery just as much as you do, but time is pressing and we have other matters to attend to. We must take our leave. Understood. Until next time, Monsieur Valpes. Goodbye and good luck. It was a pleasure meeting you, madame. Monsieur Valpes. That lioness looked pretty angry. Is the revolution going to end in blood, Monsieur Valpes, just like in 1830? We don't know. It's a new day. Sunday. Okay, Tuileries, the gardens. Here we are. Let me think. So, it takes 10 minutes to walk from the Place de la Concorde to this very spot. And the Palais Royal lies 5 minutes north of here. But the crowd will be fairly large and slow. It may take twice, maybe 3 times as long to make the move. Are you having a logistics problem, madame? Perhaps. The plan is to walk the crowd from here through to Tuileries and to the Palais Royal. But if we take too long to pass through Tuileries, the police will trap us in. We could get flanked and slaughtered. That's quite an issue. Go around? Why not run? Why not just meet at the palace? Yeah, meet at the palace. Because the Place de la Concorde is an ideal meeting location, it's enormous and easy to get to. Okay. But even if you got, say, half the protesters to meet at the Palais Royal, you would cut down on travelling time. I get it. A smaller crowd would be easier to direct across the garden. I'll pass the idea along to Piero and see what he has to say. He's the one in charge of leading the crowds after all. That bird-brained parrot will probably just shoot the idea down, right? Probably. But I appreciate your input. I don't know if you genuinely want to help, or if you're just telling me what I want to hear out of fear, but thanks. No problem. For the Second Republic, right? Right, for the Second Republic. They got a strange alliance right now.